Have you planned anything? What are you going to do after graduation? And I'm just like, please give me a break. I don't know. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the 20s Unraveled podcast. This is your host, Anushka, and I'm just so glad that you decided to click on this video or podcast episode. Either ways, I'm glad that you decided to spend some time with me. And today, I just felt really inspired to talk about a topic that means a lot to me, and I wish that someone was there to guide me when I was feeling this way. So just to give you a little bit of a background check, I am 20 right now. I am in the last year of college for a bachelor's degree. Over the last few months, I have been really trying to reflect on where my life is going. I made this choice of going to college while I had taken a gap year. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And because I didn't want to spend another year at home, I just made this really abrupt decision. All I imagined myself was being at campus, being surrounded by people of my age, just hanging out, having something to look forward to. And so these were the things that I just kept in mind. And because I was so desperate to live that experience that all of my other friends were experiencing, I just had a lot of expectation. And the first year was very, very exciting. It was super thrilling and I was so motivated. I was meeting all of these new people. We were hanging out, we were going out, having fun. There were events that were happening in college and I was just having the time of my life. Then the second year came around and it just turned out to be absolutely shitty. I was going through a lot of things because after spending a year in college and studying all of these subjects for the degree that I've chosen, it was getting more clear to me that this is not what I want to do later in life. This is not what I want to deal with at all. As the second year started, I just tried to gaslight myself quite a lot. I was super in denial because I wasn't ready to kind of accept the fact that I was going to change my mind once again. I was basically worried about what people might think of me. And this was because I haven't seen anyone around me be confused, at least about their career. And I think something that made me really question myself was the fact that everyone in my friend group just seemed to have their shit together. This reminds me in the first season of Friends when Rachel is just really freaking out about all of her friends either getting promoted, married, or pregnant. And she's just like, I'm working in this coffee house making coffee and that coffee is not even for me. And then in the same episode, Phoebe goes like, I don't even have a plan. That's what I felt majority of my college life. I had no goals because I didn't know what gave me the excitement. I just didn't know myself. I feel like there are so many people, especially in our age group, who have felt this way multiple times, but they just feel so embarrassed and sort of ashamed to even admit that to anyone. What I want to absolutely stress on is that it is absolutely normal for you to feel this way. Contrary to what we've been conditioned to think, surprisingly, when you enter your 20s, there are so many people asking you, have you planned anything? What are you going to do after graduation? And I'm just like, please give me a break. I don't know. It is okay. It is a part of life. It does not define you, and it does not mean that you are not going to accomplish anything in life. Feeling lost doesn't mean that you're a failure. And it also doesn't mean that you are falling behind in life. It is your own path. Not everyone's path is similar. So this is your journey, and you can never fall behind on your own journey. You're just stuck. You have some things to figure out, but you even choosing to wake up every day and do something is so much more better than just wallowing in the sadness and the confusion that comes along with feeling lost. I feel like when I was in the prime of being absolutely clueless, I had this mentality that if I didn't figure out what I wanted to do in life, I wouldn't be able to function as a normal human being. I wouldn't be able to present myself as something, I wouldn't be able to mark my name in society and stuff like that. I was really thinking about the future. And when you're in that space, like in that moment, it is very crucial to just take a step back to understand what you're going through. Being kind to yourself doesn't mean that you are demotivating yourself or you are just letting yourself be. If you are kind to yourself and if you love yourself enough to know that you deserve so much better, that will motivate you even further to go try out new things so that you can figure out as to what spikes that interest in you. I remember just not wanting to disappoint anyone or be put in that spot where other people would talk about me. Our parents always teach us to be humble, and I feel like when it comes to you, it is really, really important to be selfish. No one is going to come and save you when things go down. Put yourself first. Keep yourself as the priority. There's nothing wrong in doing that. One of the things that you might experience if you're in your 20s and lost, you are going to think about other people's expectations of you. Because I was thinking about the society in general, I was going after things that I thought that I should do because everyone was doing that. Be true to yourself. So if it's not a wholehearted yes, it's a definite no. Alright? Don't do it to impress other people. Do it for yourself. You're the one who has to go to that job every day. People will label you as per your actions. One thing that I've learned in this journey is to not take people seriously at all. Be so certain about who you are that nobody's words can even get to you. And confusion is like the epitome of being in your 20s. If you just take away all of that importance from an event that is happening to you and just see it as a life experience, it starts to feel so much lighter. So now that I'm done with all the ranting, I am going to give you some tips about how you can at least try to have that laser focus. These are some of the things that I did to help me at least paint the picture of my future. The first thing is find support from anywhere, even if it is talking to strangers. This was one of the mistakes that I made, and because I didn't tell anyone, I kept on ruminating about the same thing over and over again, and it just put me in a downward spiral. We as humans are just so scared of being judged by other people that's the only thing that's holding us back. When you let go of the idea and mentality of being embarrassed, I feel like life gets so much more easier and super fun. The second advice is detach from other people's expectations. They don't know who you are. They don't know what your dreams are. They don't know what your goals are. They don't know what you like. They don't know what you dislike. You spend the most of your time with yourself, and you are there with yourself since birth till death. So how are you even allowing yourself to work according to others' expectations of you? Everything that we do, every decision that we make is supposed to be ours, because that is what is going to lead us where we're supposed to end up. The third thing, don't put a time limit on yourself. I know that it is ideal, according to society, to get a job by 25, 26. Life is not a race. Life is not a race. I know that we are raised in a culture where we are constantly exposed to millionaires and billionaires, where there are 18-year-olds just making so much money and getting famous, and we are constantly using social media. We do try to compete with one another, which is something that I feel like will hold us back so much more, because when your attention is beating someone else, you are automatically shifting your focus towards that other person. Instead, if you are in competition with yourself in the name of growth, that will set you up for success. The fourth thing that I want to say is it is going to take time. You cannot rush it. If you rush it, you are bound to make so many more mistakes. That's why it is said that the slow and steady wins the race. When I was going through being lost, all I remember feeling was absolutely worthless. I didn't believe that I was supposed to enjoy all of the good things that were happening in my life. So one thing that I want to point out is that your worth isn't defined by the career that you choose, the money that you make, your status. Your worth is defined by you. You are worthy just because you were born, because you're an amazing human being, because you're kind, because you're having fun. You're supposed to have fun. I feel like this is such a sad narrative that we have created, especially in this generation, that if you're not successful, you cannot have fun, and that you are supposed to constantly punish yourself for not being successful. And I was a victim to that mindset. I was trying to make myself even more miserable because I wasn't feeling like I was moving forward, and I wasn't making any big changes. I wasn't accomplishing anything, which just made me hate myself so much more. Do not attach your worth to external things. You decide your own worth. The next thing that helped me a lot was to spend time with myself. We are constantly putting so much of our energy into other people and trying to maintain so many relationships with others that we tend to forget to form a relationship with ourselves. And that is a major contributor to you feeling lost. If you don't know anything about yourself, how do you expect to even choose a career that you enjoy? Because you are not even aware as to what you enjoy. Take a moment to ask yourself those questions. Why are you so interested in playing that video game? Why are you so interested and drawn towards that TV show or movie? Why do you relate to that character so much? Is it the way that they live their life? Is it their style? Is it their personality? Is it the show's setting where it takes place? That will really help you narrow down what you want your future to look and feel like. You're allowed to dream big. We don't have to settle for any mediocre shit. And it all can be real if you believe in yourself and you believe in those dreams that they are going to come true. So along with dreaming big, I suggest you be delusional. The opportunities will come as they are supposed to come. You are the protagonist, you are the main character, you're the architect of your own life. No one can take that away from you. And your life is going to unfold based on your actions. And the last and the most important thing that I want to say, if you have finally decided even the tiniest bit of your future, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone your plans. No one needs to know what is going on in your life or what you're planning to do. Because if you've told multiple people and suppose you decide to change your mind, you no longer want to achieve that. You will still feel that pressure to conform to all of these people's expectations of you now that you've told them. You will feel like there is a baggage on you which will go away only if you take the necessary steps required to achieve that said thing. This is pretty much what I wanted to talk about. Just focus on yourself, have that tunnel vision, and eventually things will get really, really easy. Be gentle with yourself and have fun, because each and every event that is occurring in your life that might lead to something new and exciting that you wouldn't have even expected. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sending you so much love, and thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.